Am I loose? Coming to cut tiles? Steve is working underneath it, and the last thing we want is it to drop on his head. What do you think, Steve? Like it?
Looking really nice.
It is looking really nice. Just gonna cross over these, we'll come up the wall, and we'll just come straight in the bottom. Steady.
I'll get these ones in first, I can lift this end up and over a little position that.
Yep.
That one was your bed.
You bent my jaw a bit. Good morning. Say good morning, Looney. Nope. Say good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Steve.
Right. See you inside. Right, that's where we are. Steve's just brought me up some adhesive, so we've got bags of adhesive here now. We've got our tile cutter, and we've got our spacers and wedges, and we've got our Lucy. Just going to go around quickly, measure out all the walls. This is how I like to set things up. So I go around, I measure all my centres for my walls, and I work out which way is best to set tiles. So this one here, we'll probably pick a centre of this wall, and then we can go straight up. We've got a straight up line for our grout line. Probably the same with this wall. We'll probably go centre of a tile this wall, and then go one either end, depending on how it works out. And then we'll just do the same right the way around. And whatever we get on this wall, we'll then mirror onto this wall. And obviously what we start with on this wall, we'll mirror onto this wall as well, depending on how it lines up with the window. Right, so this one here, we're going to centre, and we've got cuts on the side, I thought it would be. We're just going straight up. So our measurement for that side is 530mm. Am I loose? Coming to cut tiles?
Nice shots.
Back up, back up, back up. Right, you cut the tile. No, that's 2. Just another 24 to go. Right.
I had our first barbecue with you yesterday.
Barbecue? Oh, I like a barbecue.
Oh. I just cooked some steaks on it. That hot plate I took on from your barbecue.
Yeah.
I just sat that on top of mine, just a hot plate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Work the heat. And what do you need?
1,
Right.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 15,
Packet that's behind you.
21, 22, 23. No?
Let's break one of them packs that's behind you a minute.
So that there is that wall cut, this sliver cut.
Not that one. You want to wait until the ones in the corners first, do you? Suppose.
But we can do the first row, cut the second row next. Right. Six boxes cut. Right. So this wall's all cut. Half of this wall's cut. This wall's cut. Well, this row's cut. So what we'll do is we'll get this wall up quickly. We'll get this row up quickly. We'll then cut these. Once I get a measurement off the first one, Steve can cut the rest right the way up. So we'll set that wall, and then we'll start setting this wall. If I'm on it. It's got chips in the corner, mate. Needs to go for the top. Needs to go for the top. So I can cut the top off. Chips on both corners. Saved you the tiling process, because otherwise it just ends up being a full video of just me tiling. So we're all tiled up now. These have actually gone off enough that Steve's managed to grout these up too. I've actually run out of tile adhesives, so I can't actually do the reveals, but 2 reveals left for me to do tomorrow is no drama. So it's looking really good. Because we've managed to get this grouted as well, we're actually gonna start fitting some of the shower stuff today too, just so we can let it, then it can all just dry together. So yeah, I think it's looking really good. It's gonna have a real good clean up now, because obviously there's a mess everywhere. Clean all the shower tray down, in position for where I want the shower. You'll notice there's now actually pipes on this wall. I haven't actually first fixed anything, and that's only because the other side of this is the water incoming. It is the immersion tank, so I can just pop a hole through wherever I want it to be now, and then just run my pipe directly through the wall. Just makes things easier rather than cutting tiles to fit round pipes. We can just drill right the way through. So yeah, looking good, isn't it, Steve?
Looking very good, yeah. Nice.
Steve just cut me some CLS, so we can just hold these, just put them under here. More of a precaution, because Steve is working underneath it, and the last thing we want is it to drop on his head. Right. Just brought in a hot and cold now, so we've just dropped this in under the floor, and then just pushed it right away to the end, to where Steve is. You see in between his legs. Nice. Just poking up the floor down here. There are units going in here, so we can just come in there. So it's just all in one line, all renewed, back to the tank. And then what I'm going to do is I put this stop tap on here, because this was the old feed for the bathroom, and then the old cold feed was here. So I'm just going to, I won't do this today, but I'll do this tomorrow, because I've got to drain the tank. I'll just re-sweat this, kick it out 90 degrees. And the same with the cold, and then we'll put 2 isolators on them, and then we can just come up and go straight in. And then there's point of isolation then for the bathroom. Just gonna drill a hole in for the shower. Need to go get the shower to see where we need to position it, and we drill a hole through. And then pipe wise, that's the bathroom done. With the cold feed for the toilet, I can just tee off the one that's down here and just bring it across. So yeah, it's moving along. It's looking good. What do you think, Steve? Like it?
Looking really nice.
It is looking really nice. Steve's just giving these a final wipe down now, so these are all cleaned off and looking great. So yeah, We have got to put a new 10mm in back to the board, which is going to be another challenge in itself, because the board is actually in the garage for the whole house. So we've got to come out the back of here, because at the moment it was a pump only shower before, so it used to have a hot and a cold going to it, and then you need a 1mm cable then for that to run the pump. So because we're putting a cold feed only shower in, we need to now up that size of cable and put a point of isolation in here as well. So we need to get a 10mm from here. We'll come up in the attic, we'll come across to the corner of this bedroom in here, and then we need to drop it down to be able to poke it through the wall to go into the top of the board. So it's going to be a bit interesting, a bit of an interesting run, because it's quite tight. So first things first, we're going to take the lid off this, have a look at our gubbins inside, and then we're going to mount this in the location that we've picked for this unit. So the location for this, ignore this cable, this is dead. In the location for this, we're going to be putting this up in this top corner, which is the opposite side of the wall the showers are going on. With this particular unit as well, this is just a cold feed only, which is why we've got such a large cable to run this, because it needs to be able to heat the water as it's running. So this is our shower unit with the cover off. It actually specifically says on the lid not to install this laying flat, so this needs to be hanging on the wall of some kind. If you're familiar with fitting electric showers, then you'll notice that actually these are pretty much identical to a normal conventional shower. So it's the same principle, we're just mounting it on the opposite side of the wall. So yeah, so let's get this mounted on the wall, and then we'll run our cold feed to this. We're not going to put our cable in just yet, we're probably going to do that last. So we'll get our pipe work to it, we'll make that nice and neat. We are going to put this on its own supply, so there is already a cold feed dropped in, which I capped off when we pulled the bathroom out, so we're going to reuse this one. We're just going to cross over these, we'll come up the wall, and we'll just come straight in the bottom. Steady. So we're going to pick a position where I think is going to be best. What I don't want is this to be in a position where it's going to interfere with any pipes or anything coming back through the wall. So I'm going to mount this up fairly high, not ridiculously high, but we're going to go somewhere in this region. Make sure we're level. Walls out. Here's my center out. Center of this gun.
Yeah. So it should work quite well if that one's.
The toilet waste should take you center of that unit. That toilet waste, I think, takes you center of that unit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we? pipes, but it's
What do you mean?
fine. Right on the edge.
Oh no, that's fine. As long as they're in the cupboard. What are you saying? What are you saying?
What's the best way to drill these tires up?
There'll have to be a tile bit, I think.
I'm a little bit out, but
Might get it with the cheap spade ones. Try one.
if I get these ones in first, I can lift this end up, can't I? The little position there.
Yep.
I wonder if they're usable or not, small one.
No.
That one,
Yeah, so just drill through the tile. Just don't drill into the wall with it, because you'll have to run the SDS through it to get plug size. Huh? Just gonna.
Just leant on the drill bit. You bent.
You bent my drill bit.
Oh, there.
No.
Huh?
Go on then.
What's that?
Go on then. Well, you didn't listen to me. I told you not to use this, yeah. So this is our coal feed now connected. So I've just reduced this down from the 22 down into 15. We've got a clip. And then what I use with stuff like this is I try not to use compressions really on these because they are only plastic. So I've just put a push fit on here just to connect the copper to the plastic. I have turned this back on, and for once the gate valve actually works. So that's good. So that is actually livened up now. There is water flowing to it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on our outlet. Now what we need to do with this is this has got to run down the wall. We need to pick a point on the other side to mount our water outlet that then feeds our showers. By showers I mean the handheld and the rain head. So there will be like a diverter valve controller on the shower. So we're going to work on that next. Pop a hole through the tile where we want it from the other side and work back from there to the shower unit. Where did I put that? You got it. Right, we got a little bit more done. Steve's got these mounted. I've just been working on the shower and just getting it all mounted up and sorted, which I'm actually going to do another video for, so look out for that. We're just going to pack away now because it's home time, so I'll see you in the morning.